Hi, welcome to Classic Car Case. So it's just a bit of a Sunday roundup. I put a video up yesterday about the wheels on the Mini, and this is just a bit of a roundup about what things have got to be done and what I'm waiting for and so on and so forth. So just a quick overview of little projects and things that have got to be done. I will put up something during the week because I'm going to cut the roof off the Citroen, and I'll do a little video on that and explain how I'm going to go about it. I've decided this is the way I want to go. I think it looks much nicer as a kind of hot rod body, or a coupe kind of deal. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. So let me give you a quick roundup of what's going on. So as you know, if you've been watching previously, the E-Type is sold. I believe that's going to Denmark in June, sometime either earlier or later in June. So that's all sorted out. I've got a few jobs to do to the car, but I'm waiting on some parts to come, some special parts for the oil line, and there's a special type of seal. Instead of the crushed copper washers, there's another style which apparently is much better, according to a friend of mine in the States. So I'm waiting for that to come. I have to change the fan belt, and there's a couple of other little things. Yeah, it probably needs a bit of a clean up before it goes, because when Thomas and I drove it, it was raining and there's a bit of a mess underneath, so we'll get that sorted out. So that's the E-Type. The XK150, so the jobs to do on that is the cubby box there. It needs a new cubby box lock put in there. The fuel gauge, which you can see is missing. I have a brand new one. The wiper motor. Then we have to put all the door cards back on and put the roof in the back here. It's sitting over there, and I might adjust this. I think there's a little bit too much slack on this end here, so I'm going to move it over a little bit. It's nice on one side, it's really nice here, but maybe I might pull it over just a little bit more. I don't know, we'll see. So that, and then we get this turfed, and then it's ready to go. The Mini, the track Mini. So I spoke to Max. Apparently the machine guy has done the liners. The liners are in, so he should get that back quite soon, and start rebuilding it. The gearbox has been completely stripped and rebuilt. Fortunately, everything was good on it, apart from a few seals were changed, but any crap that was come from the damaged piston was all cleaned out, so we know it's perfect. And then he'll rebuild the engine, and hopefully within the next sort of 6 weeks we get that and put it back in, and possibly take it to Pannonia Ring to run the engine in. So even though it's a racing circuit, I'll just put a sign in the back saying running in engine, because we'll need to do, keep the revs low, but it needs the engine definitely needs to be running, at a reasonable speed. And there's no really place I can do it because obviously it's not a road vehicle. Okay, going on from there now. So the the XJ6. So I'll take you around the other side and show you what's going on. So the situation with this is, I had my friend come over who's an engineer, and we checked all this out, and we know exactly what the situation is. We need to go in 15 millimeters, everything's millimeters. We need to go in 15 millimeters, and we need to take 2.3 mil off here, or around the circumference if you like, and we'll have to do that with all four wheels. Unfortunately, his lathe is not big enough to take that out. So there's a company near here where I live in Furstenfeld called Elmont, who did some work for me on the E-Type. They line bored the 3 triple HD8 carburetors in the E-Type for me, line bored it and made some special bearings, or some ceramic type bearings for it. So I know they can do it. Now they can either do it one way, they can either put this on a lathe and cut it this way, but then they'd probably have to make a plate or a very big chuck to put that whole wheel in, or what Manfred's suggesting is that they put it down this way and they bore it out down the way, straight like this. And as I said, it's only 2.3 mil, which is actually half of that taper there. So that should work really well, and it won't affect the wheel at all. And if that's the case, I can then take these tyres, which are from 22, put them straight onto here. I've already checked that that works. And perhaps we'll even, if that all works out, I'll probably take them off and mask them. Well, the tyres can stay on, but we'll mask out this area here and do it in the matte black. But I'll try them on just silver first, and then obviously have to get caps and chrome domed wheels for it, because obviously the nuts that are on it just now are just two tapered nuts, so they'll need to be chrome. So I have to get 20 of those. So that's where we are with the XJ6. The Mini is fine, it's perfect, everything's good to go. I just need to put this other wheel back on it. Now I know the distance on this is from the shock absorber is 21 and 24 from the inner arch or the tub. But all I have to do now is put this wheel back on it. I think that's about where we are. So the place is a bit of a mess. Like I said, Amir's supposed to be coming back on Thursday, hopefully. What else have we got that I can... yes. The Lister pump. Yeah, just like this. I'll clean this up a bit and restore it a little bit, but I can get a belt made for this. This is basically how you check or oil the valves, and you can see it's all cast. There you go, there's the valves in it, and this is the water header tank. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to get it all cleaned up, probably sort of, it doesn't really need restoring as such, but it needs a bit of a paint up, I think. And then what I'll do is I'll get the lathe, the lathe that I've got from the 40s or 30s, whatever, and get the belt measured for this. Obviously, I'll measure it so it can go on either or, and we can run the lathe with it then. And then that'll come up here as a, it'll probably come up across the back of this wall here somewhere. As just a piece of memorabilia from vehicles. So there we are. These will go down when Amir comes back, and there's quite a lot of other stuff that's got to go down as well for the Citroen. And I've decided I'm definitely going to cut the roof off the Citroen and make it into an open two-seater, like a rod, hot rod type thing. But I'll keep the original engine, chassis and everything else, and I'm just going to build a new back for it. I'll scrap what we've already done, which does seem a waste, but now I've seen this other car at Sinzheim, which I'll put a picture in now. Yeah, that's nice. Because the front on the front is pretty much the same now.
It's not far off, is it?
Yeah.
Very similar.
Same kind of doors. I could cut all the doors down, door frames. Yeah. Alright, that's the way to go, don't you? So yeah, so I'm going to go for this hot rod look. I think it'll look really nice. So there we are. We're pretty much up to scratch. So as I said, there'll be a lot more going on in the next few weeks, hopefully, and I can show you some progress of how we get on with the cars. I really hope that this Mini engine is back together within the next few, 4 to 6 weeks, so we can actually get some mileage on it and test it before the big deal, which is the September Red Bull Ring, where the engine was blown last year. Anyway, on that note, as usual, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Be good to each other.